We're Robin and Steve. We left off in the sand dunes of Coral Bay off the Ningaloo coast.
Uh-oh, maybe we don't go down there.
We walked quite a long way in soft sand to get our groceries, then trudged through four-wheel drive tracks, back to the kayak, to get back to the boat. By now we were totally spoiled as whale watchers. Soon the whales would be further south than us, so we were savouring every sighting. It was an overnight sail, 164 nautical miles, to Herald Bight of Shark Bay. Although calm now, it was about to get foul. We needed to move to Monkey Mia for shelter, and we got to see the world-famous dolphins, whose behaviour is carefully monitored. It turns out that when wild dolphins get used to being fed rather than hunt, mothers neglect their calves, and there were many deaths. Now there are less public feedings, and the local pods are beginning to grow again.
41.9.
For the worst of the winds, we had to stay aboard in case our anchor dragged. But generally during the morning we could get ashore and have a walk, which we did, rain or shine. Shark Bay is home to the world's largest and most diverse seagrass meadows. But huge areas were destroyed by a heatwave in 2010. Like coral, seagrass is struggling. We enjoyed one last morning with the famous dolphins swimming around our boat. We're glad that they feed more independently now, at least some of the time. Hopefully tourism will be better balanced with dolphin well-being. Shark Bay is huge. We sailed out past Herald Bight where we'd been, passing crab after crab after crab. We rounded Cape Perrin, where the currents run fast. We stopped to stretch our legs on the way to Denham and stumbled upon a shark nursery near Cattlewell Hill. There was more wild weather coming, so we quickly got groceries at Denham and then wove our way through the shallows towards Dirk Hartog Island to Blind Strait Passage. This was quite a big pod of dolphins, busily hunting. It's late August and the wildflowers are blooming. We figured we'd better check our sea strainer for seagrass. It wasn't too bad. We swapped from Shelter Bay to Dirk Hartog Island when the wind changed direction and enjoyed walking alongside where sharks swum. This Pacific gull seemed to have moved into a mansion, an abandoned osprey nest. I was excited to see a living coral, but then we saw that the seabed surrounding it was covered in sea urchins. Things are a bit out of whack. This lone four-wheel drive was swallowed by the ferry, and then we had the place to ourselves. It was good to see some very healthy-looking seagrass. Leaving Shark Bay felt like a bit of a slap in the face. It was 171 nautical miles, mostly upwind, and we were so heeled over that seawater was pushed back into the sink until we shut the seacock. We know that on this angle we just can't use the sink. So violent were the seas that heavy draws shot out onto the floor where we left them. It was too dangerous to try to put them back. Even flying fish were sick of the sea. We'd made it to the Abrolhos Islands. There we are. If you haven't heard about the shipwreck of the Batavia, which came from the Netherlands in search of valuable spices such as nutmeg, I'm not sure what to say. The book was so gruesome that neither Steve or I wanted to finish it. If you want your faith in humanity shattered, then give it a go. Anyway, there was no sign of mutiny on our ship. We did feel like wrecks, but this was a beautiful place to recover. We're at East Wallaby Island in Turtle Bay. Feeling very glad that we're not shipwrecked here. It's harsh. The Tamar wallaby can drink seawater to survive the dry summers. Lizards here get their water from what they eat and from dew. Sea lions. This one was definitely watching us.
He was hiding.
Yes. Stealth mode. It followed us along the beach. It was a pretty great staring competition. It doesn't take long to walk across the island by skirting around the little airstrip. We were scoping out different options for the upcoming terrible weather. Sea lion fur and skeleton. King skink, I think. Sometimes we had to share the island. We had a brief morning of calm weather. And what a morning it was. This was the best coral we'd seen so far in WA since the bleaching event that has killed up to 90% of the Ningaloo reef. Although there is some damage, it gave me hope. And a fantastic morning of snorkeling. Before we get thumped by a storm, let's have a little map recap. From Coral Bay, we sailed 164 nautical miles to Shark Bay. First to Herald Bight, and then 21 nautical miles further to Monkey Mia. About 65 to Denham, and another 30 to Shelter Bay. 171 nautical miles to the Abrolhos Islands. That's where we're up to. And then off to Geraldton, where soon we'll see some wildflowers. So we were just snorkeling in Turtle Bay, and now we have to pop around the corner to Pigeon Island. You wouldn't know it from this, but there's some nasty weather coming. The low-lying islands, with their surreal-looking topping of fishing shacks, wrapped around us enough to block the swells that would be coming our way. Soon, but not yet. many hazards surrounding our boat here, so we checked out the moorings nearby. Some look worse for wear, but this one looked sturdy, with good thick ropes and 2 heavy anchors. We had a backup mooring if someone did turn up, but no one else would come, except an osprey, determined to sit atop our mast. I hadn't been able to do this for a long time, and this would be my last chance for some time, as the weather forecast turned out to be as ugly as predicted. We declared that over 40 knots was enough, but that didn't help. .2 knots was our record. Thanks to these tough islands with their tough mooring, we were fine. Just a little reluctant to head back out into the 4-metre swells. Leapy dolphins help. Then we seemed to be escorted by a fin whale.
Oh, it's going away.
You see the fin?
Yes.
That's not a humpback.
No. Wow.
It had been a rough little passage. This shipping lane marker was just swaying in the swell. We'll leave off here, near Geraldton, where friends took us out to see wildflowers. We also saw art. If you feel like watching more sea lions and coral, join us next time. But for now, here is the Spider Exhibition by Maria Fernanda.